I think something spooky is going on in the woods near my house. This isn't going to be my typical type of video. I usually do storytelling, but this is going to be more of a personal vlog because this is a story that really happened to me, and I guess the point in posting this is that I'm kind of hoping that somebody has some idea of what's going on. Just down the street from me, there's over 400 acres of state land, basically meaning that anyone is allowed to use the property. The area is filled with mountain bike and hiking trails, but there's rarely ever anyone out there. And I used to run those trails every day, but stopped because of some strange occurrences that were starting to make me feel a little uneasy. The first incident actually happened on my very first day out there, which probably should have deterred me from entering the trail, but I guess I didn't really take it seriously. A dead raccoon had been hung over the entrance gate of the trail. There are multiple entrances though, so I just took a different one, mostly to avoid the smell. What's also interesting to me is that in this area there are also multiple abandoned foundations of old houses. But then I posted this video on TikTok in April of 2020.
So you find a $20 bill on the ground.
$20 bill.
And then you walk up here.
Yeah, but those weren't there that day.
Right, but then you come back the next day and you're telling Mom that you found a $20 bill. And this opens up into a field. Watch out. Then there's these huge dead crows.
You've seen the ravens up north, you see huge.
Oh.
Those ravens are about 3 foot long up north.
Isn't that so creepy though?
Creepy they hung on the tree.
Yeah, I mean they're like hanging by their necks on the branches. Right, but why would someone do that? It's like some Blair Witch Project stuff right here.
I was out on a hike with my dad and we came across 3 dead crows that were hung by their necks in these tree branches. In the background, you can hear my dad talking about how he had just found a $20 bill on the ground the week prior while he was out on that trail with my mom. In the same exact spot that he found the $20 bill that he was telling me about is where the trail opened up to a field, which is where we found the dead crows hanging. And I obviously thought this was strange enough to film it, and I stopped going out there alone after that. A few months after this in the summer, I was running with my mom, but I was quite a ways ahead of her. I came up behind a man who was walking in sandals with an axe handle sticking out of his backpack. I ran back to my mom and convinced her to turn around with me. She brushed it off and said that he was probably out there collecting wood or cutting branches out of the trail, which is very, very likely, but I wasn't going to take my chances. And I didn't go back out there after this for a very long time. Until just a few months ago. I went with my entire family on a hike for my dad's birthday. As soon as we let our dogs out of the car, they came back to me with something in their mouth. I told them to drop it, and it was a deer's leg. Fur and hoof still attached. It was like the entire leg had been ripped off from the deer's body, but there was no carcass in sight. We thought, okay, it's probably coyotes. But then we continued along the trail and found this. An animal skull that had been mounted in the tree. I get it. Animals die of natural causes in the wild all the time. There's nothing spooky about it. But who is putting them on display for everyone to see?